Hey, I didn't notice you were there. I was just having a little bit of fun on my Squire. Well, I don't want to give anyone any publicity, but anyway, I was in an Uber cab once and my driver was an well, I'll just say the name Fender employee and had been there for over 20 years. Can you imagine that? It's amazing how many people work different jobs to keep afloat. But sometimes you get to a point where you say, enough is enough. When you feel enough is enough, do you feel like you've had enough? Perhaps you do, or perhaps you don't. You might not feel like this employee, ex-employee of that company I mentioned, and it had nothing to do with the product. She loved the company, but she had gotten to the point where she had had enough for reasons that she explained to me. Maybe, just maybe, you're watching this video because you feel the same way. When you feel enough is enough, when you feel you've had it, when you feel you want to quit for one reason or the other, what should you do? In this video, I am going to be sharing with you food for thought. A few things to consider before you make that move. Okay? Before you make that move, I want to ask you, have you done everything that you think you should or could do before taking that big step? Have you acquired all the benefits of being in that firm before leaving? Someone says, Phil, there's absolutely nothing. There's nothing to benefit from. Hey, don't be like that. I'm telling you, the worst of jobs that I've been in, it may not be apparent right then, but years down the road, I'm like, you know what? That was actually time well spent. Thank goodness I didn't leave. Thank goodness I didn't abandon ship just like that. I would never have guessed that what I did in that job that I thought was a stinking job would actually be so relevant to propel me in the future. So you want to make sure that you are being fair to yourself and that you've really milked the opportunity for all it's worth, as well as given back to whoever gave you that employment. That should be a question you should ask. Have I done my best? Have I left a legacy that outlives my stay in the company? If the answer is no, you might want to consider. I'm not saying don't do what you're planning to do, but I'm saying just consider how to make sure they get the full benefit of your services and how you get the full benefit of being there. It could be anything. Perhaps there's a course that could enrich you and you've given so much to the company. There's that tiny little course that you're forgetting that you could go for that could help enrich you. Maybe that's the missing piece. And after that, you would have given all you had and you would have received what you can get. A quote from Orison Swett Marden says, no matter how humble your work may seem, do it in the spirit of an artist, of a master. In this way, you lift it out of commonness and rob it of what would otherwise be drudgery. Does your work feel like drudgery right now? Maybe it's time to rob it of that by acting like a master. Food for thought, food for thought. So when you feel enough is enough, what do? This is what you do first. You look at the sign and you tell yourself, it's time to go. But don't do what I did in a previous employment. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. In a previous employment, I got so fed up of the job. That same day, I went to the reception. True story. I did not attempt to even find the person I reported to. I had had enough. I handed in the badge to the reception and I walked out, never to set foot in that place ever again. Top firm, well known, one of the Fortune 500s, one of the big dogs, the big boys, you could say. But I had had enough. You don't want to do that. That was a wrong move. That was a wrong move. I was a little bit hot-headed back then, and I had just acquired my PMP. My head was on fire, smoke coming out. I would tell anyone who cared to know, hey, I'm a PMP. Stop in the name of the PMI. I would do anything. But I later looked back, looked at the rearview mirror and said, no, that wasn't a good thing to have done. I could have done it better. I could have been more classy in my act. I had had it up to here, but I didn't need to act in that manner. You learn lessons along the way. I don't want you to make my foolish mistakes. Don't do it. Don't burn your bridges. Don't leave like a bat out of hell trying to unleash venom on the world. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Calm down, but see the sign, all right? Know it's time to go, but hey, before you pull the trigger, I just want to give you a piece of advice. Stay cool. Stay calm. Be strategic. You need to take a chill pill. Take a chill pill first before you start shredding all your paperwork and abandoning ship and going crazy. You got to be strategic first. You got to think. Remember my advice about milking the job for all it's worth? That's what you need to do. Let's read a quote here from Wolfgang, I'm sorry, von Goethe. I just butchered the poor guy's name. Okay. His quote says, "It is not doing the things which we like to do, but liking to do the thing which we have to do that makes life blessed." That is a profound quote. Liking to do the things which we have to do. That is what makes life blessed. Another quote says, people rarely succeed at anything unless they enjoy it. So this is my last ditch effort to get you to enjoy the job, to look back, to think back, to ask yourself, is this right for me to do right now? And even if it is, don't pull the plug just yet. Remember, cool, calm, strategic. Okay. Now, next step, you need to ask yourself, what have I got that is of value? Let me ask you that. What do you have that is of value? Do you have anything of value? Tell me what it is. Write it down. What skills do you have? What abilities do you have? What inclinations do you have? What motivations do you have that will take a company from where they are to a whole new level? Tell me, what can you bring to the table? Can you bring anything to the table? Can you truly bring something unique of value to the table? What is your unique value proposition? Do you have one? If you left the job today, would you find a new job as easily tomorrow? Questions. What's your unique selling proposition? Can you sell yourself to a company and convince them to employ you? Someone says, Phil, I want to go out on my own. What do you have that the world wants, needs, and is willing to part money for? Don't make a hasty decision without going through these motions first, and then your decision won't be so hasty anymore. What do you have of value? You know what you need to do? It sounds like you need to develop a plan. Develop a plan, and then you can launch out to the next phase. But what is your plan? A plan could be something like this. True story. I'm going to beef up on my project management skills. I am going to study project management to the nth degree. I'm going to get PMP certified, and then I'm going to get a job with one of these big baller firms. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to stop at anything until I get that job. But before I get that job, I'm going to slave away in the sweatshop here. I'm just going to stay put as my plan begins to evolve until my plan begins to unravel bit by bit, but not jumping out. And that's what I did. It was a calculated plan to get out of a place that I honestly considered a place of marginalization and drudgery. And I executed the plan not so flawlessly, but I was patient. I stayed put. My salary was derided in that company. By the time someone laughs at your per hour rate and says, oh, Phil worked 500 hours. Oh, it's just Phil's hours. It's just Phil's hours. Whew, that was close. If that was Carla's hours, we would be in for it. We would be in trouble. Thank goodness it's just Phil. Oh, 500 of Phil's hours, that's nothing. By the time it gets to that, you know you've overstayed your welcome in a firm. And that's really what happened to me. Crafted my plan, crafted my exit plan, and you know what? The first opportunity I got that was willing to compensate me and treat me like a human, I took it and I built from there. I took my exam in that firm, I got certified, and then I moved to that job I told you about. And I quit that place for 5 months. I had enough revenue coming in to play with at that point. You see, getting PMP certified and finding a place, it could be quite an awesome thing because I'd beefed up my bank account to the point that I could chill for 5 months. I went to Europe and had a ball. And that's when I said, uh-oh, coffers are running dry here. I need another opportunity. And that's when I got on the bandwagon and unleashed phase 2 of my plan. Well, I felt so confident in my first 3 months of being a PMP because people were banging the door down and it was just raining jobs. It was ridiculous. I was even rejecting job offers. But I had a strategy. I wanted to get into a company that I loved. So for you, I don't know what that is. What is your plan? Do you want to go to a company you love? Do you want to strike out on your own? Whatever you want to do, you got to identify that company. My goodness, talk about being in love with a company. Have you ever been in love with a company, wanting to be in that company forever? I mean, if they gave you lifetime employment, you would say, thank you very much. Have you ever encountered such a company? I have. I don't know if you have. But if you have and you're aspiring to be there, you need to double your efforts. What are you doing? Double your efforts. So where you are right now, you want all your focus and your target to be at what do they need in company X? What do they need in company X? What do I have? What do I have that they need? What can I bring to the table? Find that thing out and ride that thing hard all the way to the interview and back, and then back to the employment again. Stop at nothing. If you have found the company of your dreams, what on earth are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I found the company of my dreams. I talk about it all the time. I found 2 companies of my dreams. The first one I thought was a company of my dreams until I found the second one. Unfortunately, the second company was disbanded because the economy tanked. So I had to find a plan B, and that's when I went full force into what I do today, helping people, equipping people, coaching people. You know what? I wouldn't trade it for anything. I would not trade it for the world. The 2 organizations I mentioned, they're great, but my time right here, doing what I do at Praizion, I am having a ball. I'm having a blast. I never would have imagined that I would have so much fun doing what I do. That's what I want for you. That is exactly what I want in your career. So, what do you have of value? What is going to take you to where you'll be satisfied, where you'll be comfortable, and where you will have all your needs met? Physical, mental, especially, social, everything. Where's that place? So, you need to develop a plan of how to go from where you are to that company, or have a semblance of what that company looks like, so that when you find something close, you're going to jump in there. Jump in there. That's what it's all about, my friends. Okay? So think long and hard. Do you have anything of value? If I put you side by side with another equally qualified person, what do you have that makes you stand out? If you don't know that thing, you need to find it. You need to look for it. Okay? So develop a plan, weigh options, and last but not least, consult with your buddy, Phil. Those of you who have taken the step to do that and consult with me, those of you who have come for coaching and mentoring, you know you've got a cheerleader, a raving lunatic cheerleader in your corner. I will cheer you on to the ends of the earth. I will. So if you need someone on your team to help give you some motivation, some advice, some encouragement, you might want to consider that as well. Now, some of you have coaches and mentors. Absolutely engage those folks and let them help you. All right? Gradually build an exit plan. You got to be agile. You got to be on the lookout. Oh, I was thinking of this, but look at that. You got to be able to very rapidly switch, especially when your gut is telling you, hey, this is probably what you should be doing. This is probably what I should be doing. You know? So I want to encourage you, if you haven't done that, if you haven't built your exit plan, if you're not being agile, thinking on your feet, collaborating with recruiters, you need to. You need to have these folks looking for you. They're going to be your eyes and your ears looking and saying, hey, Phil, look, there's this opportunity that just came out. That's what you need to be doing, my friends. That is what you need to be doing. All right. Peter F. Drucker, he said, every job should have a challenge for the worker and offer an opportunity to influence the speed of his work. So don't just go for the soft, cushy jobs. If you're serious, you go for a job that stretches you. My goodness, talk about a job that stretched me from end to end as far as project management was concerned, putting me in the hot seat. Concept I hadn't even used ever, thrown right there in the middle of it. All right, Phil, here you are. Here's your system. Make it work. What? Just like that? The blue screen of the legacy days? You want me to make this already complicated project management concept work with people who don't want to use it? Yes. And you know the truth? My boss gave me 6 months to get it done. I only used 3 to implement an earned value management system across the department and create raving fans. And guess what? As I was doing that, I got a bunch of my colleagues, 50 plus of them, certified. No, I'm not saying they were 50 plus years old. I'm saying I got over 50 of them certified while I pulled off my job in half the time. Why was that? I was fired up. I was ready to go, but I had an awesome boss who put me in the place I needed to be to maximize where I was. True story, though, on day one, he had no clue of what I was meant to be doing or how I was going to do it. But sometimes you just got to stick in there. That's what I'm saying. You see, I want you to take a look at where you are, look around and say, should I be exiting right now? Maybe the answer is no. Maybe there's a boatload you've got to learn. Maybe you should hold on. But don't quit the way I did that opportunity I told you about. You got to hold on. You got to give it some thought, okay? Like I said, be agile and nimble, okay? Plan and execute incrementally. Some of you want to be trainers or coaches or speakers. Great plan. Begin working on it. Some of you want to be CEOs of your own company, your own IT company, your own healthcare company. Brilliant. But don't quit the day job just yet. You got to make sure you got a solid plan. What do you do for health insurance? What happens if your health insurance in the United States, I know in Europe it's different, but here, what happens if that's cut off? Do you have a plan B? Do you have a spouse or someone who can put you on their insurance plan if you're cut off from where you're looking at right now? You see, there are many reasons to do what you're thinking, but there are also many reasons to not do what you're thinking. The right job for you shouldn't be hard. It should offer fun. A producer once offered Igor Stravinsky $4,000 to score a film. He told the producer that the fee wasn't enough. Producer says, "That's what we paid the last guy." Stravinsky says, "He had talent. I don't have talent, which makes the work for me that much more difficult." Now, while it sounds funny, you got to make sure that where you are is enjoyable to you. You got to make sure that it's fun for you. Work becomes hard when it isn't what you enjoy doing because your talent lies in other areas. If you don't like your job, nothing can make it satisfying. Tarzan came home after work and asked Jane to make him a triple scotch. He finished it off and asked for another one. Jane said, "Tarzan, I'm concerned about your drinking. Every afternoon you come home and have 2 or 3 drinks." Now it sounds cliche, but Tarzan said, "I can't help it, Jane. It's a jungle out there." I am not denying the fact that it is a jungle. It is a jungle out there. And one thing you don't want to do is go crazy, burn the bridge, hurt people. Don't do it. Okay? Get your sanity back, sit down, put a plan together. And remember, you may just need to cross this bridge on the journey. True story. That same firm that I got really fed up with and handed in my badge, not up to a decade later, found myself front and center training a boatload of people from that firm in a contract. The good thing is they didn't know what had transpired before. I kept quiet. Expand your streams of value. Don't be a one-trick pony. Be ready to morph. So whatever you are working on or with, I want to encourage you to expand your horizons. Go for gold. Go big, as they say, or go home. Go big, Learn everything you need to. Your project manager, learn agile, learn plan driven, learn about PMOs, learn about program management, learn the intricacies of portfolios and change management and business analysis. Go from end to end, be a master of the game. Don't be a one-trick pony in a tiny little corner saying, "Oh, go to PMP." No, go large, go bigger. Look out, expand your horizon. Stop playing Mickey Mouse games and tiddlywinks. Go big or go home. If you have enjoyed this, first of all, share it with your friends, your colleagues who are pulling their hair out, wondering, what do? I need a new job. I need to move. Don't just move. Send this to them. Let them know what they should be doing. Crafting an exit strategy, crafting a plan. Okay? For one-on-one training and coaching, be it your project management, be it job hunting, you need coaching or training for your upcoming job, or maybe you're in the job, you're like, "Phil, I'm drowning. I need help. I need some." Look, that's why PM Succeed is there. We want you to succeed. So look for the one-on-one coaching option, sign up, and I look forward to seeing you there, okay? Now, if you are a project management professional, you do know I am expecting you to help train, coach, and mentor others. If your firm is looking for training and coaching, you need to get me involved, all right? Shoot me a message, and let's talk about how we can get your firm to the next level in their project management. Thank you very much. Speak to you again soon.